People are definitely spinning a lot of plates. So how do you handle that? And how on earth did you make time for Guru with all of the other initiatives that you're dealing with?
Um, so how on earth did I make time? Well, I feel like you just kind of have to step up, like the direction that education is going is not like this like stagnant, slow pace. Like we're really moving in to a place where teachers are more like mediators. And I think Guru is a really good platform to allow students to drive their own learning. And it allows me to give them like tools and resources without having to be the lecturer. So I felt like I just, kind of need to step up, and try something new. And that's how I got involved with the RCD team. And that's how I learned about Guru.
Great, cool. So you guys have new units of study that are happening. You've got Guru, obviously. What other
Yeah.
sorts of things are you juggling?
Um, so let's see. I am piloting Chromebook usage in my classroom. So I have a 1-to-1 ratio right now. So every child has their own Chromebook. So that's been a shift in the way that I teach, definitely using more technology on a daily basis. I'm also, well, not just me personally, but our district is using Compass Learning, which is a great web-based tool that again kind of allows you to differentiate your instruction, and it aligns nicely with some of the assessments that we give throughout the year. So that's another initiative that we have going on. Also, I'm teaching at a brand new elementary school. Like I said, Mountain House is growing, so we just built a new elementary school, and that's fun because you have to, build everything literally from the ground up. So that's been something that we're juggling with.
How do you go about doing leadership at your site, in your
Mm.
district, or even at a county level to bring teachers on board who may be new to Guru?
How do I go about doing that?
So have you guys done
Um,
any like specific trainings that you've led as a Guru coach so far?
yeah, I did. So I guess it goes back to this summer. There was maybe 6 of us teachers that went to Guru itself out in Palo Alto and went through a training, a similar training to what we had during our RCD development, which also took place in the summer. And it was kind of the district's understanding that if you wanted to volunteer to go to Palo Alto and get this training, that you would then lead teacher trainings at your school site. And that's exactly what I did. And I basically did what Drew said. Like I literally, he gave us the PowerPoint and we just kind of changed a couple things that made sense for our specific school sites and then held a training. So I want to say maybe there's like 30 teachers that were part of the training at Altamont. And I walked them through the PowerPoint, talked about, Guru's mission, talked about how to create collections and remix collections and so forth. But most importantly, I gave them time to kind of play with it. And then that sparked their interest in wanting to know more.
Sure. So we find that people often say that they want more time to play around with Guru. Um, I find that a lot of the coaching trainings that go really well are the ones where the coach does exactly that. They talk briefly about Guru, who we are, and spend most of the time with people hands-on learning how to use Guru.
Mm-hmm.
So that's terrific. Was this training mandated, or was it like a carousel where people could choose different trainings to go to? How did you get people to come to this particular training?
It was mandated through our district.
Okay. So was it like one person from each grade level or an entire department?
It was the entire school. We're a K-8 school.
Hmm.
So actually, we're a TK. So we're a TK through 8th grade. And so we had every teacher from transitional K through 8th grade. And we have about 2 to 3 teachers per grade level. And it was mandated, so everyone attended.
Terrific. So I'm sure that everyone went, and then some of those people went back to their classes and immediately started making collections. Others
Hmm.
probably said, "This is great, and I'll get to it." And
Hmm.
others, like you said earlier, might feel overwhelmed with all the things that go along with building a new school, as well as the new units of study and the other Compass Learning and other initiatives that are going on. So, what has your role become after the training? Have you done any sort of supportive events beyond introducing people to Guru?
So I feel like my first job or role, I guess, is to make sure that I'm using it because I feel like, I'm not selling something or pitching something, but um, if I'm saying it's something that I want to stand behind, then I better be using it in my classroom. So my first role, I guess, is to become more not like an expert, but just a user. So I've been using Guru in my classroom with an elective that I'm running, and then I also have offered up just once so far this year an opportunity for teachers to come to my classroom after school. We're also doing a lot with Google, so I kind of pitched it as a Google Guru like uh, opportunity to just kind of play with both of those things,
Sure.
and that I would give them support if needed. Unfortunately, I had one person show up, but that's also kind of a victory. Like I feel like if you can just get one person interested and on board, then it can kind of like steamroll into more people trying it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So, what if I asked you what is the one most exciting thing about Guru to you? And the second follow-up question, of course, would be like, if you had one thing that you could change and improve upon in Guru, what would it be, right? So, the two questions for you. We'll start out with a
Okay.
positive one.
Okay. So the exciting piece, let's see, because I feel like there's a lot of really good tools that allows you to kind of do what Guru does. Like there's sharemylesson.com has great resources and lessons that are uploaded by teachers. And I've used those resources in my classroom. It's great. Um, there's also a lot of things like Compass Learning that can allow you to kind of like differentiate your instruction and give each child what they need. But the feedback that Guru gives you, I feel like is what differentiates it. Like I can see, obviously, this, how many minutes or seconds a child is watching a video. That's really helpful. And then I can see how they're doing when it comes to answering the questions that I create. So the analytical piece is really, really helpful. And I think that's what separates Guru from some of the other things I mentioned. Something I would change. So I've had some, speaking of analytics, I've had some difficulties with the reporting system. So I think when my kids are moving through a collection that I've made, if they are sent, for instance, if I put a video onto a collection and in order for them to watch it, they have to open a separate tab, I'm finding that that kind of messes with like how many minutes they're actually watching the video. Like I'm not getting proper feedback.
I see.
Yeah, and then sometimes kids are like, oh, I did it, and then I look and it says 0 out of 4, they didn't answer the questions. And I trust that they are doing it, but something isn't connecting, and I don't know if it's like, there's those two arrows when you're in a collection. There's the top one where you can scan through the different resources, and then there's that bottom arrow by the little faces that can lead you to the next resource.
Right.
I don't know if it matters which one they're clicking on, but sometimes I feel like maybe it does, and that could be messing with like the reporting that I'm getting. So that would be my biggest change right now, is that I'm not always getting the best data, even though I think that's what is the greatest thing about Guru.
Right. Yeah. So you're eager to get this high quality feedback, and if it's not available for you, then it essentially equalizes Guru to those other systems that you were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
this is terrific, Teresa. If there's anything else that you would like to add, we certainly are always looking for ways to improve our product and our coach trainings. And you've been through both of those things. You're a Guru user, but you're also a coach. So do you feel like there's anything that would be particularly supportive to you in terms of being a coach that we can offer?
I think you guys are doing great, like with the outreach, like having webinars like this, and there's a newsletter I think that just started circulating
You
that I
opened the
remember.
newsletter. Terrific.
Yeah, so I feel like, you guys are really going kind of above and beyond. I'm not getting a newsletter from sharemylesson.com. Like I feel like you guys are really reaching out and trying to build something up. So yeah, kudos to you guys.